Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked this week. I think let's go through these briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have an Atelier Lusso Carina, and this is the Diamond Nebular. We have a TWSBI Mini AL in the gold. We have a Scribo 2 in the Noble Green. We have a Platinum Curidas in the green. We have a Leonardo Officina Italiana MomentoZero Grande in the sand. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico, and this is the Lapis Lazuli. We have another Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. We have a Visconti Blue Ripple. We have a Visconti Chatterley Southwest. And we have the Black Robin pens Iago. So let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail. So this is a pen from Eric at Atelier Lusso, and this is a pen that it was one of the pens that I didn't actually have commissioned. This was around about the time I was having a batch of pens commissioned from Eric, and he was going off to, I think it was the LA or the San Francisco show, and he said to me that he had a bunch of pens made and he was taking them off to the show, and I said, I really do like this one. And he said, well, unfortunately it has to go to the show, but he could make another one when he comes back. And when he came back, he still had the pen. So at that point I said to Eric, I'm going to buy this pen, and I did. And the reason why is I love this sort of hammered style clip, but I love this sort of diamond nebula, this sort of purple, blue and red hues that's going on there. And it's a diamond cast material, so it actually has real diamond dust inside that resin. And this really is a sparkly pen, and I really do love it. You can see if I bring this up here, you'll see there that it really does sparkle. So this has a number 6 size Yovo nib on there, and Yovo, and it's a broad nib, and it's a cartridge converter pen, but it's a really good size, and you can post the caps. It doesn't post deeply, but it does post. And I absolutely love writing with this, and I haven't had it inked up for a while. And I decided I wanted to put a new ink in, or one of my newer inks, which was a Monteverde Blueberry Muffin ink, and I wasn't sure what pen I wanted to put it in, and I just looked through my pen drawers and saw this pen, and I thought I have to put it in there. So I inked that up this week. And another pen that I have not really inked up at all lately is this one. It's a TWSBI Mini AL, not to be confused with the Mini VAC. And I think, honestly, I really would have preferred this as a VAC, but I wanted this sort of rose, is it rose gold? I think it's more of a yellowy gold, maybe a bit between the two. But I wanted this gold colour version, and I hadn't realised when I'd ordered it how small this pen really is. Look at that in the size of my hand. You can post the cap and it does screw on, but and it turns it into a normal size, almost like a Diamond 580. But it's just not a pen that I write with. But again, I wanted to ink up a newer Monteverde ink, and that was the Mango Mousse. And I decided to ink it up in this pen because I thought it would go with that colour quite nicely. And that's actually, it's a 1.1 stub nib, not a broad nib. And it does actually write a bit more stubbish as well. The next pen I have inked up is, again, another pen and that I haven't written with for a while. And this is the Scribo 2 in the Noble Green. This is a right here exclusive. And this comes with the Scribo 14 karat gold medium flex nibs, or extra flessibile. These are really, really nice writing nibs, and I'm so glad that I inked this back up because I haven't really properly written with some of my Scribos for a while. When I say some of my Scribos, I mean the Scribo 2s. Like, I have written with the Scribo feel, but the Scribo 2 I haven't written with, and I wanted to really rekindle the writing experience, and I'm so glad I did, because I am really in love with that writing experience again. The next pen we have inked up is this one. It's a platinum Curidas, and yeah, I don't know. I had a moment of weakness. I already have a red one of these, and I like how it writes. The nib is smooth, really good. Uh, and I decided I would probably get a grey or a green. The grey was out of stock, so I got the green. And I like how these write. These are, if I eject the nib, these are very small nibs. They're still nibs. I honestly prefer the Platinum Curidas over the Pilot Vanishing Points. I find that these are slightly more wider, more girthier, definitely more longer, and they just fit in my hands so much nicer. So I do like these. The only issue that I don't like is they only come in extra fine, fine and medium. And a medium, because it's an Asian nib, works out to be a Western fine. So I really wish that they would do a broad nib at minimum, if not a stub nib. But again, I have that inked up. That was a new edition recently, so I decided I would ink that up and give it a try. The next pen I have inked up is a Leonardo Officina Italiana MomentoZero in the Grande. And yes, that is a bit of a mouthful. And this is the Sand. And I picked this up from John at the London Pen Show. I think it's a couple of years ago now. And I absolutely love this material. The material is really, really stunning. And I like these Grande pens. Now, the difference with this has the older Bock nib. I think Leonardo have now switched to Yovo, if not maybe on all of their pens, on some of their pens. This also had this is a steel nib and it has an ebonite feed. Likewise, the majority of the Leonardo Grandes now actually come with gold nibs, which is a shame because I really, really like these steel nibs over the gold nibs. And I really wish Salvatore and Shiro would release more steel nib versions of the Grandes. But that's just me. This is a captured converter, so it is, if I unscrew this, you'll see it's a non-removable, much larger converter, and you'll actually see there that that is pretty much empty. So I'm going to have to ink that one back up again, because I have been writing with that a lot. So that one's inked up as well. We also have this one, and this is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli. Why are these Italian names, these models, so long? Just like Montegrappa as well. Montegrappa Extra 1930, shiny line stuff. Like it's crazy, but hey. But this is the Visconti. This is a Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli, and this is beautiful. It's a heavy pen. It's made of solid silver and solid marble, so it is a heavy pen. I think I'd have to relook at my unboxing video. I think it's about 85 grams in weight, if I'm not mistaken. It's a heavy pen for sure. So I think it is very heavy, and I wouldn't want to post that cap, even though I can, because it really does make that pen back weighted. It's got the newer style 18 karat gold medium nib on there from Visconti. I just love this pen. I love how it writes. It's a beautiful writing pen. And then we have its sibling here, which I bought before that, which is again another Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. This is just a regular red marble version. I don't think it actually had a name. The green they called the Serpentine. I don't think the red. I think it was just the Medici Il Magnifico. But again, solid silver, red marble. This one actually has a 23 karat palladium nib on here. Again, a medium nib, but I just love how this writes. It just writes exquisitely well. And I've been watching a few videos lately, and people have been harping on about ebonite feeds or feeders, and how you really want an ebonite feed in a pen because it makes it super wet. And as much as I would kind of agree with that statement, all of these Viscontis actually have plastic ABS feeds, and yet they are still super wet nibs. So uh, it just differs really. I love these Viscontis. I love how they write. They write very wet, and they just write just how I like them. The next pen inked up this week is the Visconti, and this is the Blue Ripple, and this is a really stunning pen, and I absolutely love this pen. And I'm going to blame Tony, my friend, for this, because I would like to say a few expletives, but I won't on video. I will in person. Tony, if you're watching. This pen was a pen that I had on my wish list for a number of years, and I'd mentioned it to Tony, and he said, yeah, I'd seen this pen. And then a few weeks later, he bought it. And I'm like, I really should have bought that pen. And he kept on at me to buy this pen, and I eventually did buy it, and I'm glad I did. This is a stunning pen for the price. It has the older 18 karat gold nibs. It's a medium nib, but this is just a beautiful pen. You do have an ink window. It's a double reservoir. It's a power vac filler, but you can't see the rest of the ink sloshing around in the barrel there, or the body of the pen. But I love that pen. It really is a lovely pen to hold and to write with. The next pen is again another pen that's close to my heart. This is the Visconti. It's a Chatterley Luxuries exclusive from Bryant Greer at Chatterley Luxuries. This is the Southwest, and I love this celluloid material. It is celluloid, it's not resin. This is the material that was used on the Speakeasy, the St. Basil, and a few other pens, and this is absolutely exquisite. I love this celluloid, and I love the facets as well. This really is a beautiful material. And I love the rose gold sort of trims here as well. And I do like that rose gold nib. It's a newer 18 karat gold nib. And I also like that we have this, if I can get it here, the band there. You can see like the southwest skyline. It's a beautiful pen. It's 20 of 28, and so I have number 20 there. So that again is a lovely Visconti. People ask me why I like Viscontis. I love the look of them. I love how they write. I love how wet they write, how smooth in a lot of cases they write. I just absolutely love them. And then the last pen is this one, and this is a custom pen, similar to the Atelier Lusso, but this was made by Meg Blackburn at Black Robin Pens in the UK. And this is a really beautiful sort of glittery pen. It's a see-through pen. It's not a diamond dust or a diamond cast, but you'll see there that it is sort of a see-through pen that you can see there, and or cap I should say, not pen. The pen isn't see-through, so it is in parts, but this has a number 6 size Yovo nib. It's an Iago, and I do like this a lot. You can possibly see that there are some cap threads there just shining through the body because it is a transparent or translucent body with glitter, and it just really does sparkle a lot. So I have that one inked up with me this week as well. So I think with that, let's go and do a writing sample. So the first pen is the Atelier Lusso Carina. We'll do an ink swatch. And you can see that this is an interesting color ink. It's a little bit more of a darker maroon color ink. This is the Atelier Lusso, and it's a Carina, and it's the Diamond Nebular, and it's a broad steel nib. And then the ink in here is Monteverde, and it is blueberry muffin. Now, whenever I think of blueberries, I think of blueberries being a blue or blue black. I don't think of it as being like a maroon color, but maybe that's just me. The next pen inked up is the TWSBI, and this is the Mini AL. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now, I did mention that this was a stub nib, and you can see that here. It is a, with TWSBI, they don't put tipping on their nibs because they're steel nibs. So this is a TWSBI, and this is the Mini AL in gold, and it is a 1.1 steel nib. And then the ink in here is Monteverde, and it is Mango Mousse, which is a really lovely sort of a mango coloured, I don't know, almost apricot, but I'd say a little bit more mango-ish coloured ink. The next pen is the Scribo 2 in the Noble Green. So we'll do an ink swatch. And you can see here that this is quite an interesting green. So this is the Scribo 2 in the Noble Green. And the nib here is a medium, and it's a 14 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Aurora and Klinger, and it's Verdura, which is a really lovely green ink. The next pen is the Platinum Curidas. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now, I did say that this was a medium nib, and I honestly think this nib writes more like a Western Extra Fine nib for me. And I don't do Western Extra Fine nibs. Maybe I need to... I have lost the times a little bit on this nib, and maybe I need to add a little bit of soap to the converter, and maybe I just need to change the ink as well. So this is the Platinum. You can see there how dry sometimes this writes. We'll try again. There you go. I just primed the nibber slightly there. Platinum Curidas. And this is, I guess, the green. And it is a medium, which is a Western Fine, and it's a steel nib. So when the ink flows, it actually flows quite nicely, but it does take a little bit to get it going. And then the ink in here is Lamy Green, and maybe I just need to really, to start with, to try a different coloured ink and see if that makes a difference first. The next pen is the Leonardo Officina Italiana MomentoZero Grande. So we'll do an ink swatch here. I did show you that this was pretty much running on vapor. Like, this is out of ink. So I'm going to probably have to ink this one back up again. This is a Leonardo. I hope it lasts. Leonardo, and I'm going to say Officina Italiana. I can probably do this. Leonardo, Officina Italiana, MomentoZero, Grande, in the sand, and it is a medium. Is it medium? Yeah, it's a medium, and it's a still nib. And then the ink in here is the beautiful Leonardo purple, which does remind me a lot of Diamine Majestic purple. I don't know if it's the same ink or not, but it does remind me of that. The next pen is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli. So we're doing an ink swatch. And this is a very nice writing nib for me. So this is the Visconti, and it's the Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli, and it is a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Diamine Lavender, which is a lovely, lovely lavender ink. The next pen is again another Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. So we'll do an ink swatch. And again, you'll see that this is a medium nib. Now, the difference here is that this is a 23 karat palladium nib, whereas the previous one was an 18 karat gold nib. So this is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico, and this is a medium, and it's a 23 karat palladium nib. And then the ink in here is Pelican, Edelstein, Star, Ruby. The next pen is the Visconti Blue Ripple. So we'll do again another ink swatch. And you can see here that this is another wet writing nib. And this is a Visconti Blue Ripple. And it is a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. It's the older 18 karat gold nib, so not the newer ones. So the ones before Visconti switched to palladium. And this is, the ink in here is Diamine, and it's Imperial Blue. The next pen is the Visconti, and this is the Chatterley Southwest. So we'll do an ink swatch. And again, another wet writing nib. So this is the Visconti Chatterley Southwest. And it's a medium 18 karat gold. It's a newer 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Mont Blanc, Corn Poppy Red. And then the last pen is the Black Robin Pens Iago. So we'll do an ink swatch. And you can see that lovely grey ink there. And it's a shimmer ink. So this is the black Robin pens, and it's the Iago, and it is a medium still nib. And then the ink in here is Diamine, and it's Shimmer Tastic, and it is Moondust. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. So we have an Atelier Lusso Carina in the Diamond Nebula with a broad steel nib inked up with Monteverde Blueberry Muffin. We have a TWSBI Mini AL Gold in a 1.1 stub steel nib inked up with Monteverde Mango Mousse. We have a Scribo 2 in a Noble Green in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with Rohrer and Klinger Verdura. We have a Platinum Curidas Green in a medium steel nib inked up with Lamy Green. We have a Leonardo Officina Italiana MomentoZero Grande in the Sand in a medium steel nib inked up with Leonardo Purple. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Lavender. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in a medium 23 karat palladium nib, and this is inked up with Pelican Edelsign Star Ruby. We have a Visconti Blue Ripple in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Imperial Blue. We have a Visconti Chatterley Southwest in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Mont Blanc Corn Poppy Red. And then last but not least, we have a Black Robin Pens Iago in a medium steel nib inked up with Diamine Shimmertastic Moondust. So there you have it. That's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.